Psychologist and spiritual healer Dr. Renee talks to us about the importance of boundaries, how to establish boundaries, and most importantly, how to keep them. Welcome, Dr. Ford.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Tell me about the concept of boundaries for those that don't understand what it means.
Well, boundaries is about self-love and esteem of yourself, and you are responsible for that. But in our culture, we tend to give our power away so often that we forget how to love ourselves and how to understand our value and our worth.
Yes.
So when setting boundaries, esteem of yourself, self-love, that's your foundation. Understanding your value, that's growth. And loving yourself to the point where what you're searching for in somebody else to fulfill you, you are now capable of giving to yourself. That's your first boundary, because you're understanding the importance of what it is to love unconditionally and forgiving yourself for not knowing the difference.
And doctor, that's incredible, but how does one get there?
You got to scrape the bottom of the barrel first.
Okay.
You got to hit the lowest point in your life. People that hurt you, disappoint you, you feel discarded, relationships don't work out, nothing works out in the end. But it's also another part of your spiritual awakening where you ascend, where you understand the importance of what you've given away, how much power you've given away, and how people have just taken advantage of you with your permission, because you actually give it to them. Taking back that power, that's powerful. Understanding that I own this, that is powerful. Standing up for yourself and saying, enough, no more. Walk away. Learn to walk away where love is not being served. That is powerful. And every day you wake up and you have a little affirmation. I am worthy. I am deserving. I am love. I am the love I seek. You do that for 21 days, see what happens. Because that's what it takes to change your thinking. Listening to positive affirmations, speaking to people that empower you.
This is a really hard one. How does one implement boundaries with our family and the ones that we inherit, like our family, our siblings, those closest to us?
You see, this is where it gets interesting for me as a spiritual healer, because I have a belief structure that on this journey that we call life, we have people that come to teach us lessons, comes to share the journey with us, comes to give information, or just teach you a lesson. Most times it's your family that are teaching you the hardest lessons. You know, the sibling rivalry, the dramas, this, that, and the other. Everybody knows what happens in families. We won't elaborate on that. But having said that, they are the ones that came to awaken you. They are the ones that are trying to inspire you, but they're using a negative aspect. Instead of coming from a point of unconditional love and nurturing, they come with judgment. So resentment is built up. And then arguments ensue. Whereas if they were just lovingly gentle with you and saying, you know what, maybe you should try it this way. Maybe if you change your wording on this, maybe you'll attract a different type of energy. So it's very difficult. And then there's jealousy in family, which nobody speaks of, but it is real.
Yeah.
And you need to use your discernment, because that is the one gift that we have, free will.
Yes.
So that is your discernment. So knowing when to walk away when love is no longer being served, knowing when to say enough is enough, that's empowering for you. It's their loss. But you understand it at that time.
Yeah.
I didn't lose anything. They lost me.
So one of my favorite quotes is from author Eckhart Tolle.
Oh.
And he says that if you think that you are enlightened, spend one weekend with your family and you'll realize that you're not. Yeah. And I have to agree with that. I find personally, when I am with people that I really can't change, it's an important moment for me to regulate my feelings and to be able to move on. So I'd like to ask you, what are some of the tips and tools that we can put in place to develop habits of boundaries?
First of all, understanding when somebody treats you with disrespect or a behavioral pattern that you're not agreeing with, it's not about you. They're showing you who they are. Believe them.
Thank you, Doctor. It is not about you, it's about them, Dr. Ford says. Thank you so much for being with us. Remember that establishing clear boundaries isn't about building walls, but it's about fostering healthy, more respectful connections. On social media, we'd like to know from you, on a scale from 1 to 10, how good are you at knowing your boundaries and voicing them? Remember to use the hashtag #AfternoonExpress. We'll see you in a bit.